All right, are you ready for this? It's already starting to happen. If you've been watching my videos, you saw just a few months ago, I talked about the old guard was going to dissolve, and that wasn't necessarily, something tragic, but that is actually happening right now. It's noticeable. I'm going to talk about that right now because I want to assure you that the shift is doing some things that are unexpected, and we can focus on something so amazing. This is really great stuff, I assure you. Are you ready? Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an amazing life. What is the old guard? Well, I kept referring to the old guard as the old establishment. People that are probably my age, possibly even older. Well, I'm a youngster, so definitely older. Who have been the established foundations of companies and institutions and governments are going to start dissolving. Not because we're going to go into conflict or some kind of a, outing of them. It's actually going to be the reverse. In fact, you've seen some of that going on over here, some rebellions and things that were misplaced, misguided. And so what came from that? We're realizing that we have to use our own noggins here and think about what we're really doing and how we're doing it. And if there's something that you think is right and you want to fight for it, okay, great. But do we have to fight for it? No, we don't have to fight for anything anymore. The whole purpose of us coming together on this planet is to be diverse and to have different ideas, skills, talents, all kinds of great stuff, and pull it together to become more powerful. And we can do this. It doesn't have to be your way or my way. It has to be our way in order for us to survive and live on a new planet, a new earth. The old guard, Queen Elizabeth, we're seeing people like Loretta Lynn died last year, and then we just saw the Pope die. You're going to see more of these people either leaving the planet, just naturally, it's their time to exit. I mean, the Pope was 95, that's not a shocker, but how ironic on New Year's Eve that he left. And so it was sort of like an opening, sort of a big sign of, wow, the new year is opening with something new. What is that? Now, it's so important for us to stay on this. We are not going to battle. We are not going to fight for anything. We're not going to oppose. We are not going to judge. We are not going to argue. That is the old way, and the old guard uses those methods. The old establishment, and I grew up that way. Grandparents, and parents, everything's about fighting for your stuff. And that's why we've had conflict throughout our planet. When we stop fighting for our stuff and our egos, we realize that that accomplishes nothing. But we've been brought up that way, right? I'm a baby boomer, so we have definitely been brought up that way. And so it's take care of yours and defend yourself. That has to dissolve. That doesn't work. We don't survive that way. Now, what I want you to just keep in mind is that these people are not to blame. It is part of the programming that they have been given, and they've been given, and they've been given. And so the stronger egos are going to drive that home. Like, look at how you've been brought up. Are you doing something for a living that you love? Are you? I sort of fell into it. It's like, be responsible, pay your bills. It wasn't like, hey, what do you really want to do with your life? And not saying, oh, well, you can't make money being an artist or, whatever it is. We've been told that, right? Starving artists. Nobody has to starve. That world is changing. That old guard of convincing you that you have to give up the things you love because passion is powerful. Passion is a high frequency. You guys, have you signed up for my free stuff? Activate Your Magic is my new course, and one of the things that is a requirement for you to manifest the things, it's advanced manifesting, the things in your life, is you have to start with passion. That means everything in your life has to be clean, valuable, service to others. You have to have your purpose is to be amazing in anything that you do. It's really that simple. You don't have to be a world leader to do that. And we've been told that too. It has to be some high position to be important. Everyone's important. We must go into community and collaboration. We will not react the way the old guard has. We will not battle and fight. We will not cause people to turn on one another with false media, lies, all kinds of stuff that gets us in conflict. We're going to fight for this because it's right. And my question to people is like, I don't remember you asking me if that's what I wanted. You know, you're fighting for what? You know, we have to come together, and yes, we have to compromise sometimes. And that's going to be okay because we have to do it on the highest level. In other words, is it the best thing for the planet, for us, for our children, our education systems? Definitely our planet, okay? If you are using plastic, you are the problem. 85% is going out into our oceans and our land. It is out of control. No more plastic. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you. Spiritual butt kick. I don't want to see you drinking out of a plastic bottle, by the way. You are poisoning yourself, and we wonder why we get cancer. All that's going to start to dissolve. We're educating ourselves. We're not blaming anybody else. You're doing this. You have to participate in order for it to be a problem. It will dissolve. Everything dissolves when you stop supporting it. All right? You talk about other countries and the abuses that they have. If you're using those products, you're keeping them in business. And I'm not here to destroy anybody. I'm here to show them that you either do it this respectful way or we won't, let's just say, support how you're earning money or whatever you're doing. That's all you have to do. They're not going to starve. People will then make higher choices. Companies will start to do things more organically and healthier and stop using plastic. They're already doing that. Why? Because we're not going to use the stuff that pollutes our planet. They'll have no customers. This is powerful and it's beautiful and it's good for them. It's good for us. It's great for our planet. We want to do this in love and respect, not out of spite or conflict. The old guard is going to start to dissolve. I think 2023, we're going to see a real big shift in that. I told you there's going to be a ton of events this year, and some of them are going to be a little uncomfortable. But they're not going to be on the level that have been predicted because we are making higher choices. And you got to stick with it. Don't get sucked into conflict or taking sides. That is the ultimate lowest form of ego. Why? Because we are not separate. We are one, and we are here to reunite with the one beautiful unconditional love that we are, recognizing and going back into consciousness and living this amazing life. Imagine if we're all there supporting each other, you could trust everybody and you had no fear. The planet would be amazing. You never lock your doors and people would be welcome. No one would starve. They don't have to now. There's enough food for everyone. Why is there an imbalance? Because we're still living as separate beings. All right? So let's pull together. I see the old guard dissolving. I really do, and it's going to be quicker than you think. And the more that we focus on creating new platforms, the more they're going to have to either convert and participate in that, or, you know, they're just out. In other words, if we don't accept the bad behavior anymore, I told you non-tolerance, no tolerance zone, right? And non-participation. You got to go into non-participation. I cannot be part of the problem. Listen, I love spinach. I didn't buy spinach today, even though it's organic, because it's coming in those plastic containers. So I'm going to go over to the organic store in the market where it's just in big bunches. We don't need a boatload of plastic in, organic stuff in plastic. It's ridiculous. Some of these things can't be avoided right now. Do your best. Don't put anything on your body. Girls, if you are putting makeup that somebody had tested animals or killed them so you could look pretty, shame, shame. Shame, shame. You can go online. Too Faced is vegan. Pure is vegan. And by the way, they're beautiful makeups. And you can use them. Support these companies. Tell them, yes, thank you for doing the right thing. It's more expensive sometimes. Not so much anymore, by the way. In fact, those big fancy schmancy ones, like Chanel, like I used to buy, way more expensive than these guys, and these makeups are beautiful. Let's make great choices. Now, if you go to LandriaOnka.com, I actually have a whole page of recommendations of things that I use. Even my journals. I recommend vegan journals for all of my courses. You guys, I have Activate Your Magic. It is advanced manifesting. It is out. If you sign up here, you're going to get notified of that. You'll get a chance to see what I'm doing. I am taking us to the next level. You are advanced. We're going to start manifesting, and we have to get out of our own way. There can be no conflict, no separation, no judgment, no doubt. We have to go into, I take you into the zone. I take you into the zone where that old guard, whatever your parents and everybody told you, you know that it's just the old ego programming that they were told, and we're going to bless them. They don't know what they do, right? It is not their fault. They are going through their own evolution, and those who have left the planet without progressing will come back. They have another shot. Nobody dies. You know, they just transition. So we're going to bless them and say, you know what, we learned from them. And we're going to have the opportunity to change all that. They didn't. Maybe they didn't or weren't even aware. They're living in fear, trying to keep on to power and money, and realize that you don't have to. You'll have everything you ever need. So advanced manifesting takes you into that. And Digital Explorers is my responsible online businesses company that is launching in January. You're going to love it. I'm going to have whole platforms where you can find jobs, get skills so that you can work online. I'm going to give you opportunities to launch your own businesses. I'm going to help you become a business owner or an entrepreneur if that's what you want to do. I'm going to train you from start to finish on how you can be successful online. None of this chasing, oh, let's make money. I'm standing in front of a jet. It's not even my jet on the tarmac. Hey, isn't this what you want? No, nobody wants a jet. I don't know about you. If you ever, yeah, I know. I used to have investors with private jets. It's a lot of maintenance, right? So we have a new way of life. You guys that come over, we're even getting properties, homesteads, and people are learning how to create that with no money. They're getting these guys that I work with, they actually help you get investors to invest in a property, and you can create whatever you want, retreats, whatever. Imagine what a beautiful world we're going into. I want you to get excited. Yes, the old guard is dissolving. Thank you. Bless them. They brought us into this world. You know, my parents even, they had some goofy thoughts about how things work. They were so, one-sided about everything, but they were beautiful, lovely people. I was very fortunate. I had lovely parents. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's not you. And if you're taking sides and somebody about my hat, black hats, white hats, guess what? The one doesn't take sides. The one doesn't make mistakes. The one doesn't judge. Are you? Then you better think twice about what you're doing. That's not what we are or what we came here for. And when you transition over, you're going to be in the one's presence going, I thought it was better. I thought it was right. And the one's going to say, there is no right nor wrong. There are just choices, and there's only love. And did you get that? Got to go back. Ooh, not if it's like this. That's a big job. So thank you for being here. Are you ready? We're going to see way more of this happening. Get ready. And I told you, old guard's dissolving in many ways. Doesn't have to be bad or violent. And we're going to bless all of them because we're going to be so laser focused on what I'm going to create. Your focus on creating what is best and highest, starting with your thoughts. Work on it. You have a problem with that? Get the training. You know I'm a mentor. I got courses for you, turning people's lives around. 5 stars. We got people that are within the first couple lessons are completely changing their lives. You can do this. You have the power to create anything. You are so important and so powerful. If you're telling yourself anything else, watching all these videos, I don't have time to watch those videos. I'm working to create things. In fact, I think I need to take a nap. I hope you'll subscribe. Where is that? Subscribe. And you guys, this is the training that I took. This is really cool stuff. It's not Digital Explorers. This is just a beautiful platform that these are free videos. You can check that out if you want to create an online business. there's just so many options right now for you, and we just, no more complaining, no more judgment. Let's end that. No, I talk to the hand, shut your pie hole. I'm going to bring that back this year. Shut your pie hole. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. And we're going to talk more about aliens because that's going to be a very big presence coming up, and it's not going to be bad. Did you see my video on Atlantis? They were here before, and we misused that technology. They're going to hold off until we're ready. We better get our act together. You ready for that? Blessings. Namaste.